Hey, we're Lessons in Crime. I'm Liam.
And I'm Paolo. We're here in my basement, and this is where we mixed and recorded. The answer doesn't exist. Witching Hour.
Witching Hour. It's very fitting that Witching Hour is the first song on the album, I feel like, because it is the first song that we released, and it is the first song that we ever played together.
In terms of talking about the mix, that was... We took time with it. We really wanted it to be just right.
We pulled a few all-nighters with that one, too.
I just remember lots of tired nights.
Yeah.
Just losing our minds, just being in the car, like the car mixes.
And we went until like 7 a.m.
No, it was
And
late,
then
yeah.
your dad
Close to
came
8.
out, and he was like, "Oh, you guys are just getting up?
You want some coffee?
Like, we never went to sleep. We've just
And-
been up all night. We were like, this is our first song. It's gotta slap. Like, this is our first impression. We gotta let the people know what we're about.
Right. So we were so particular about every decision. Like, it needs more bass. No, less bass.
I mean, that's not to say that we're not like that now, I guess, though, but I feel like it was especially frightening.
We were especially meticulous with that one. I don't know why, but that took us months to really finish. For our first show, it was at this little music shop, Granada Music. Maybe 2 or 3 people were there. I mean, we still played our hearts out, obviously. But yeah, the bass was so intense that it made the ceiling leak.
There was like a dentist's office upstairs, and they were getting like really angry that there was such intense bass. So this song angers dentists. 9 out of 10 dentists would not recommend Witching Hour by Lessons in Crime. Day becomes night. Day does become night.
It does, usually.
Day does become night. So that's what that song's about.
We're brilliant.
Mm.
You don't have to say it.
So Day Becomes Night is the second song on the album, probably the oldest one on the album, but it's pretty much the last one to be completed fully, I think.
That's a good point. Fun song to play live, too. Have the left hand going while I'm like...
Oh, you got the piano instead. Every time we play the song, everyone always tells me that it is a very like theatrical song.
I think the reason why they say that as well is not just like how it sounds, but when you do it live. You know, I think that's where the real theatrical part comes. You like come alive during that song.
Oh.
I look over sometimes, like, because I'm drumming most of the time and I'm kind of in my own bubble in my space, but sometimes when I look over at Liam, he's fucking like dancing all over the place. Okay, I will never forget this. I was at Mavericks. I remember looking up and you like at the song, Day Becomes Night. I remember you like losing your shit, like like Yoko Ono without the noise.
Oh, wow.
Like
Just going for it.
but you were so into it and it was so nice to see. And seeing that, like that got me into it. And like it was a pretty packed venue at the time. And like
Feeding off each other's
feeling it.
energy. I feel like this could be a song in a play or something, in a musical. Super dramatic character who could just like randomly break out into this song. He's like a villain or something. He just, you know,
As you're saying it, I'm like, I'm picturing the song. And
Yeah,
it's
he's
working.
He's like, he has a little soliloquy. He steps aside and he goes, "Oh, I." I mean, there's a whole thing with this album how like there's another song on the album called Night Becomes Day. You could say that night, I don't know, to me night is like, midnight is night. So you have midnight, then day becomes night,
Right.
then you have the whole album which takes place at night, and then you got Night Becomes Day, and then you're like, thank you, Moon, for that night.
Who knows? Maybe soon we'll be making music on the moon.
Maybe.
Elon Musk is onto something.
Yes.
But that said something in the ecosystem slightly off, and that means something in the world won't work the way.
Song number 3 is
Ecosystem! That's it. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. The second song we released, third song on the album.
I love the drum part. I'll just go ahead and say that. It's fun. You know what? Every time Liam would start the song, he'd always go, "There's something wonderful," and I do blast beats at the very, very beginning of the song. There's something wonderful and
You still do this every single time we practice the song. Every time we start the song, I'm like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. I'm waiting for the day that we're playing this song at a show. And then we just start playing it, and you would just.
One
Please
day.
don't. Please
One.
don't. I think this is one especially where it really changed a lot because of how we play it live. Like there's that one part that I just improvised live, the little guitar part that goes chick, 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 chick. Like that's just something I started doing live, and we're like, it's gotta be on the song.
It's our most viewed song on social media platforms.
Yeah, as of right now,
It's-
yeah.
It's our poppiest track, let's say.
That's true.
It's our most upbeat.
I had like this mindset where it's like I don't want to be too poppy, but then with this song I was just like there was no shame. I was just like I'm going full pop and I don't care. The thing is normally I don't listen to happy sounding songs. I kind of had to like let go of this idea that all songs that I write had to be dark sounding. I woke up in the middle of the night and I just had this idea, so I like recorded it on my phone and fell back to sleep right away. The next morning I woke up and I listened to it and I was like, that's gotta be a real song. I didn't make that. Cause I was like, I'm gonna find that song. Like it's out there somewhere. I'm gonna hear it and I'm gonna be like, that's where I got it from. Right. Turns out that that's our song. This song, actually, it really started because I was like, I need a song where it goes. Very late addition to the song. It goes from the. Like I'll add something nice to it. I don't know.
It does.
It's like, is
Go
this
places.
happy? Is this a happy song? It's like,
Are
this
we
is happy.
happy?
Wait a second here.
Wait, are the lyrics sad? Is the music? What am I missing? Ecosystem. My dad actually got an email from someone who was, I guess, in some kind of organization that helps the eco world, and she saw the word ecosystem and immediately just assumed, oh, it's eco-friendly, it's eco-conscious, they're trying to send a message.
Our song?
Yeah, this is great. I'm gonna show it to all my friends. I'm gonna show it to everyone.
Did she?
Maybe that's why we have so many.
That's where all the listens come from. Yeah, we recorded a video for this song. It's on YouTube. Basically, the premise was so simple. We were just like, we're just gonna hold up cards with the lyrics. It's gonna be so easy.
It was fun, but it was also not. It was also awful.
Paolo came by to my house and we went in my basement, and it was so difficult somehow.
We did so many takes with that, man. That was
How many times did you come over to my house?
5.
5 times? And the
It was
first
5
3
times.
at least, we didn't get anything done.
The first time that we were planning out, we were sketching it out, we didn't do anything. Second time, we picked up the supplies. We tried to
we
do
were
it.
like, we need lights. We need like good lights. We need a
We need a
backdrop.
curtain.
We recorded it on an iPhone 6S.
That was hell. The first few tries that we tried it, just getting all the timing right. You don't realize how much you actually have to think about it, and
Some of the cards, like some of the words were on the back of the cards too. So we were like, we had a
Right.
table in front of us. We were like, all right, so you hold this one up, I'll flip this one, you drop that one, I'll hand you this one.
it was, if only you could see, like, I wish the camera at some point just like slowly panned down so you could see.
It was a disaster.
Like, it was just chaos. It was how we felt inside making that music video. 5 days really isn't that much, but those were long days just doing this.
The same thing over
the
and over
same day,
again, yeah.
the same thing over and over. I felt like I was in some kind of prison.
And we were in those, it was really hot with all the lights. We're in our vest, bow tie attire.
That made it worse.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a negative connotation on this music video. I loved it. I'm so happy it happened.
Yeah.
I love that we put all that work into it.
There's like that part where my dad just holds up the keyboard.
The microwave for like, what can we do for verse 2? How can we make it
Yeah,
cool?
we use everything in that room. There's like a lamp, there's an umbrella, like a radio. I mean, the entire first verse was one take.
That's true.
That's a lot for like all this card switching.
And the fall at the end,
That
That
hurt.
was-
Yeah.
that was spontaneous.
Yeah.
That wasn't planned. But I just thought, we need more.
Gotta give the people what they want.
Yeah. I love Ecosystem. I think it's one of my favorite songs off the album.
We recorded an acoustic version in a bog.
We did a lot with this song.
Yeah.
There
There were a lot of
pretty
mosquitoes.
I think I wore jeans that day. I think I was okay.
Having a bad sense of humor only happens in pain. So please don't stay inside circles where you know you're still sane.
Fourth song on the album is called Humour Me.
It's true.
I think it's my favorite song to play live. No, second favorite. It's one of my favorite songs to play live. For sure.
The beginning then. Wow, 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 wow. Then that's my cue to go. That's why I like playing it. It's upbeat, but it's not ecosystem upbeat. It's kind of like heavy-ish enough where it like feels like it's energetic and it's fun to play. I always see you losing your crap live when you play it.
There's certain things I always do. Like during one part, I always stand up on the piano bench.
I don't think I've ever actually seen you do it.
You haven't seen me do it?
I think
you're just too focused?
I think every time. Like, what part do you do it again?
The second half of the second verse. I don't think there's been one show where I have not done this.
Dude, every show, I have not ever seen you do this.
Next time we play this song live, pay attention during the second half of the second verse. I always stand up on the piano bench.
You know what it is? It's because I'm looking at the piano, I think. And I'm making sure that because I'm playing at the part.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't think I've ever not done it. Or at least if it's not the piano bench, I stand up on something.
What else are you not telling me? What are you hiding from me? I gotta just look at you. I think that's what I gotta do. I gotta be in the audience. I gotta be watching.
Yeah. I have a friend who mostly listens to like more chill music, I'd say. Like more like R&B, a lot of pop. And she heard this song and she was like, "You're making heavy metal now?"
We're not metal, no.
I think she just said that because there's a guitar in the verse. One part that's like, that chorus though is very pop. The song is about the fact that we need humor to survive. Is that cheesy?
No, it makes sense. I mean, if you take life too seriously, thoughts are very powerful.
This song was written before I ever worked in retail, so now I feel like it applies more than ever because you come across so many people that can't take a joke and you realize that they're living a life that's just like devoid of, they could be living a much better life if they just laughed at themselves sometimes. Yeah, and obviously like there are sad things in the world, there are tragic things that you probably shouldn't laugh at, but there are so many things where if you just looked at it in a slightly different way, like minor inconveniences I'm talking about.
Sure.
You know, like you're in traffic, you could get like super angry and lots of people do.
Right. You get a latte that's not made exactly the way you want.
Yes. This man is a Starbucks barista. He knows all about.
I once made a Frappuccino for someone 3 times, and I was trying each time. I was like going to the tea of what was customized on the cup, and I was like, this has got to be it.
It's got to be the perfect
this
mixture.
This has got to be the perfect one. I go over, I don't even call it out. I go to her table, hand it over, and in front of me, just pure deadpan. It's awful. Awful. I don't know what you did to it. I don't know what you changed. And here I am, like, flashback me, just like, level your scoops. Make sure it's exactly, like,
doing everything right. She could have made that a good situation. She could have made that a fun situation. There's the little synth part that goes, do-do-do-do.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so the song ends with that. And then the next song, Gray Matter, it begins with that. It goes, da-da-da-da-dun-da-da-dun.
Right. Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed it until you showed it to me, and that was pretty cool. The little things.
The little things. There's a hole in my sock. When I was first showing it to people, a few people told me, like, I don't know, maybe get rid of that, a few things here, because there's a lot going on. And I was like, no!
It needs the saxophone. It needs the trombone.
It needs that cello. It needs that weird little
strings.
synth in there. I think we made it work. I think with all of those layers in there, there's a lot of stuff happening there, but they each have their own place.
Yeah, and they're all like leveled and blended in.
Yeah.
You don't realize what's in one of our mixes until you actually like start soloing things. Be like, they combined 7 sounds together to create one sound. Some of those leads are
So many layers.
Just packed with layers.
Humour Me.
I'm gonna be late. Everything is always great in a minute.
Gray Matter.
Gray Matter.
Gray Matter. This one, I'm particularly proud of the title for this one. We don't actually say the song title. We don't say Gray Matter. The 2 words of the title are in separate sentences at the end of both sentences.
It makes you think.
Well, there's this one line I feel like that kind of sums it up. I say, is anybody out there to just trying to get up and make this worth it? I think that kind of sums up the whole song. It's like this, basically the song's talking about trying to find a meaning, trying to find a reason to get up and actually do something. I think it's one of my favorite songs on the album lyrically. Just because, first of all, there's a lot of lyrics in it, and I spent a lot of time making sure they were right.
Like, how long did it take? Was it fast? Did it just come out of nowhere? You know?
I started writing the lyrics as, like, I think I was in grade 10 when I started the lyrics.
Okay.
And it was just for some, like, English assignment where we had to, like, make a poem. And I remember reading the poem in front of the class, and it was just, like...
Sad.
It was way too sad for the context. I was,
Right.
like, halfway through the poem, I was, like, wait a second here.
Yeah, because it's so much different if you sing it and if it has that backdrop of music, then
Yeah.
it's fine. But you're right. If you said that, all the lyrics, if you said it
Yeah.
as a poem, that would be just
It dawned on me that like
depressing.
everyone was probably like, this guy is like, man, I think the fact that the song sounds so happy, it's so upbeat, you know. And the thing at the end, dun, 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 it's like you hear that and you're like, that's not a sad song. One of my favorite parts about this song is how the chorus picks up so much in tempo. It's pretty like mid-tempo before then, and then the chorus, you get to it, it just speeds right up.
It's like, yeah, it's this little transition bit. Helps it transition to the next part. And, gray matter.
Hey, all the great prophets never disappear. Try to take shape and lose all progress. Copper-faced fakes and whispers in your ears.
The sixth song on the album, something I think about a lot in my life is, am I using my phone too much? Am I relying on this thing too much?
Is it controlling me?
Yeah, it really influences the way you see the world. Like, if when I wake up, the first thing I do is use my phone, I'm probably gonna feel different for that day.
Some people don't have their phones near their bed when they wake up because they think, you know, it's a bad start to my day. There's a certain addictive quality to phones and laptops. And we really live in the age of like, you want this at any time, you got it.
And the fact that you can always be reached wherever you are. The first lyric on this in the song is, you can't go out on your own. You're not a lark from a past life. You're never truly alone. You've got a friend by your side, which sounds great. It sounds great to always have a friend by your side. But when like you're constantly connected like that, it's kind of scary. I don't mean to be like, phones are bad, you know?
Right.
There's a whole subreddit for phones are bad, where it's like ironic. So I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just saying that like it's a blessing and a curse.
How healthy it is determined by how much you consume. Like if everything's in moderation, then you should be okay. So realistically, if you had like an hour on the internet, you should be okay.
I always catch myself thinking, I don't have any time for anything. But then
Right.
what? I sat there scrolling on Instagram by accident for the past 3 hours.
Like clickbait videos and like, dude, I'm the worst for that.
You just came up to me and you were like, look at this turtle eating a kiwi. It's ASMR. ASMR. There's a sample in this song. Mr. Carl Sagan, wise man, very wise man. He says in that quote
What does
that
it say?
for the first time in Earth's history, we're the first species that is capable of wiping ourselves out.
Yeah, that speaks volumes.
We're all probably going to die soon, and it's because of all this, you know, technological advancement. This is our modern utopia. Fantastic in many ways, but we're all going to die.
That's the moral.
The little piano riff, that was one of the first things I made when I was like 12 maybe, and then I let it sit there for years, and then I came back and I was like, this song needs an intro. And I thought about this piano riff, and I was like, it'd be so much better if we recorded your piano, the real piano, the upright,
Right.
and then we just chopped it, took it into Logic, and then just spliced it up. So it just goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah, and it sounded as robotic and as analog and real as we wanted it to sound, so I was really happy with it.
I really like that.
I will say this is probably my favorite chorus.
Really?
The whole-
It's your favorite chorus?
I think so. But here's the thing. What makes the chorus so cool is that it sounds so dry and the guitars come in, the verses are like a lot more wet. And when the chorus comes in, there's always just something about the mix that I never want to touch. I'm like, it's done.
That's it.
Don't touch the fader.
Sacred.
It's done. I love it. I don't know what's happening. It sounds so good.
The magic sauce is in there.
Yeah. So the great prophets never disappear.
I love the drum part of the chorus.
Take one hit, you're down, your remedies failed, and you scream aloud. I'm burning all I touch. You're proud, the riddles all look like
Remedies?
Remedies.
I do feel that this song is probably one of the darkest in tone, at least. Like you listen to the vocals and it's just a little bit more for me. It's got everything right for me. It's dark.
What I really
somber.
like about this one is that every chorus is very different. First chorus, pretty stripped back overall.
Yeah.
Second chorus, you get into it, like there's like a heavier bass, there's a bigger snare. Then you get to the last chorus and there's like the real
like
drum kit.
All hands on deck.
Yeah.
Strings Bring 'Em Louder.
Those are some iconic Paolo strings at the end there.
What's the song called again?
This song's called Remedies. To me, it's a purple song.
It's a purple song. Yeah.
Can't change my mind about that. There's that one part in the bridge. When I was recording the vocals, I just improvised it. It's
Oh!
When we were going to record your vocals, you heard that and you like burst out laughing. But you recorded a harmony for it. And I was like, I didn't mean to keep it in there, but the harmony sounded so good that I was like, okay, well, the O has to stay in. We can't get rid of a beautiful harmony like that.
Oohs and ahs. I love that shit, man. In music, I can't not laugh.
It's just one tasteful O.
It is a tasteful whoa, but I think that's why I didn't expect it when you did it. It was spontaneous. It caught me off guard. But anyway, it's just the descent of it. I can't explain it. It's just the fact that it goes like, whoa. Remedies is a cool opportunity for me on the drums to just enjoy the sample pad for a bit.
So there's no real drums until
the end.
Very end, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold off on that a little bit.
Those were real drums as well. They were recorded. Now that I think about it, almost every single song had real drums on there.
Yeah, pretty much. And we recorded them right here. Right here! Actually, right over there.
Oh, right here!
Right in this exact spot. Yeah. The song starts off with this sample that I found on YouTube. It's this guy yelling at yelling at a trumpet player on the side of the street. He goes, "You miserable, presumptuous, no talent! You're no artist! Who are you?" His like yell is kind of like a backbone for the first verse. It's him going, yow, 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 yow.
Right.
And then there's this part where it goes, ah! That's a lady yelling in a Walmart parking lot. There's another sample. The same sample is used in Gray Matter as well. It's this guy running around naked in, I think, a supermarket. He's like, "No more buying stuff! No more buying stuff!" And then he shouts, "We need love!" In Remedies, it's very like verbed out, so you can't really hear what he's saying.
Right.
In Gray Matter, though, his scream like echoes out in the intro. So it's the same sample, just used very differently. I would just go on YouTube. I would search like videos from today, uploaded within the last hour. Find something with 6 views, download that, and just like throw it in the song somehow.
Modulated enough.
Yeah.
You can't tell it's from the original source.
We used a lot of your fancy schmancy
Box thingies, chord,
gizmos,
Volca product.
There are a ton of your like 808 basses in there.
There's a lot of like FM sounds as well.
These devices right here. Like, I don't know what this is, but you recorded stuff on this.
FM synthesis. We use that a lot.
And this one, which looks identical.
Yeah, this is the Volca Beats. I love the kick on it. Warm and rich. This guy right here, the Volca Keys, was the bass.
Oh, there we go.
For the last chorus.
That's an intense bass.
It's an intense freaking bass.
Shakers. Remedies.
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 I got everything in my pocket, lights to guide me, wings to fly me, cry me a river and I won't come home. Put me on a waiting list, uphill journey. Ask all these questions that we don't understand.
Track number 8. The answer doesn't exist. The title track.
At first, I will say, Liam was like, I don't know, is that too much of a pretentious title? And I don't think it is. I feel it resonates with me because, how do I put this?
How does he put this?
Sometimes in life, things are bigger than us, and the answer will never exist.
As humans, we worry about a lot of things. I'm a very indecisive person, and sometimes the answer isn't always clear. There's a gray area.
What I like about that title is it makes you ponder about what it could mean.
When we were thinking of naming the album this, I asked a lot of people I knew. I said the phrase to them, and I would just ask, what does that make you think of? And I got such a range of answers. I was so happy. I have a friend who said that it made him think of like someone who didn't know how to do a Google search. It's like they couldn't type in the right keywords for like the Google search. I like that a lot. I don't know. I never even thought of that.
What does it mean to you?
We can't answer the question of what the song means to us because
we started playing it live and learning the parts and whatnot. The drum groove, I couldn't play it at first. The left foot is coming down at a really weird time. The kicks are boom, ga, boom, boom, ga, boom, boom.
There's like the hi-hat going.
It's going on all the upbeats, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's such a weird like thing to get as you're playing the kick and as you're doing it. So for me to try and get that part, it was weird because you had written the part with MIDI.
Right.
You're not a
I just
drummer.
I drew in the notes. I was like, that was good. So I never thought of like someone actually using their body to play this song on a real drum kit. Get that limb separation going.
And I still mess it up sometimes if I'm not focusing enough because it is hard. Try it. If you're a drummer and you're watching this, try it.
Submit your drum cover of The Answer Doesn't Exist, please. I guess once the song comes out.
It's a groove.
This song really became way more of a guitar song. At first it was very synth heavy. There's a guitar solo in this song. Yeah, I mean, it's one of basically 2 guitar solo moments on the entire album. So out of 50 minutes, there's maybe 45 seconds of guitar solo. One of my favorite things is that collision at the end where we're both singing our parts at the same time. That's definitely the most intense moment on the album, for sure. How do you feel that you sing the title lyrics of the album?
I didn't think about that until this very moment. I feel very privileged to have the opportunity to say those words in the album. I don't really have any real lead line, and to think that it's that line.
The main line.
The main line. It feels special. Yeah, shit. There's a huge gang vocal that we did. We took like 20 audio tracks and we panned them all out.
We just kept recording them over and over again. We'd be like, and then we'd be like, okay, again, again,
It's just funny because all of that effort afterwards, you know, we just like tuck it in, and it's like not
hardly audible.
Yeah. Hardly. Yeah.
The way it ends completely came from how we play the song live. There was just one time we were practicing the song, and out of nowhere, we just went into this little groove where I was just playing that one note, and you were doing the drum part.
Your focus went from like trying to focus on so many different things to like one single thing, and then you can't help but focus on it.
Title track.
That's it.
Title track. Song number 9. We're getting on the album now.
Song number 9.
Secrets with the Universe.
Oh man, this one holds a special place in my heart, and I think for you as well, because at one point we thought we lost it.
It was so scary.
We had recorded a bunch of stuff. I accidentally recently poured some H2O right on my laptop, so it had broken, and that was like one of the only projects that I hadn't backed up yet because it was pretty fresh. But luckily, I recently got a cloud subscription thing, so everything that I have just goes up to the cloud. Thank you, the cloud.
The cloud saved our
For
lives.
being a thing.
It's really ironic that this song was almost lost, because the song is about something I thought about a lot as we were making both this album and basically any other song I've ever made. What would happen if I died right now and no one heard these songs? Would anyone ever hear them, or would it just be a secret with the universe? Like, what if those songs are like encrypted on my computer and like no one has a password? They throw out the computer, then like those songs are gone forever. Those ideas. So I thought about that a lot. So it's very ironic that we almost lost the song, because it would have remained a secret with the universe.
It's fitting.
I make a lot of like loud songs,
Usually,
big productions.
Like drums, like bass, kind of the whole package.
So when I was trying to record this song and mix it, I was just completely lost, because I've never made a song this toned down, quiet, calm before. That is Paolo's specialty. Your specialty is making calm, quiet songs that feel big and full. So you took control of this one. This started off with you, as far as the production goes.
That was the only song that was on mine, and I dropped the water on my laptop. The universe has judged us.
Yeah, sure, the universe.
Yeah, just flashback and be like,
Just dropping your water on it. I think I needed that real piano.
Definitely did. I have an upright that is very special to me.
It's a beautiful sounding piano. You Definitely ventured into uncharted vocal territory.
You did the same one though.
Always learning. If I can't live this
It's so epic. It was the last song that was added to the album. In this song's place, there was another song that was very, very loud. It was very fast, very loud. I was like, so much of this album is already fast and loud. We need
A slower one.
Yeah, we need to take it down for a second. Bringing the calmest song right after the most intense moment of the album.
It's a total tone shift.
Yeah.
From super like energetic, upbeat title track to that really slow, somber, dark. I feel like you probably agree. I love working with you. And I love working collaboratively because it's like a back and forth thing with you and me. But there's also a different kind of productivity that comes from just being alone in your basement and just like alone in your thoughts and getting in a certain headspace and just in a certain zone where you just go. And you don't really have to think about things. So a lot of the things on this one were me recording at home and just trying to figure out layers.
You try a lot of things that you wouldn't normally. Like there's some spooky sounds in there you threw in. I don't even know what they are.
I just wanted to create a space that makes you feel a certain way. It's definitely one of those songs you have to listen with headphones, especially when the last chorus hits and the big conclusion. It is one of my favorite songs off the album.
A very late addition to it was at the end. You hear like some faint chatter at the end.
Oh yeah,
I like that a lot. Oh. Okay, I gotta go.
If I'm a misfit and I could seize the day, then I would only ever think about the problems. Like if I missed it, cause I was shown the way, but then I never even made it out of bed, right? So why?
Track number 10.
Track number 10. This one's called
Real Life. Real Life.
Is this real life? Is this all simulation?
Do you ever have moments in your life where you're in the middle of something and you look up and you're like, wait, is any of this really happening? Am I just crazy? Are we living in a simulation? Like, if none of this is real, what's the point of doing anything? We're most likely in a simulation. But then it shifts towards the bridge into talking about how, all of that stuff aside, whether this is a simulation or not, we're living it right now, and that is what matters. Anything you're going through, the only way to get through it is to go through it. You can't pretend like it's not happening. You have to experience the emotions. This is real life. You're experiencing it, and that you will get through it.
Yeah, it's true.
This one is there's a lot of parts. There's a lot of short parts in this one. I have an issue where I always make things way too long. Like I'll do a verse and a chorus and then a verse and a chorus, and the song will already be like 5 minutes long. This one I had the opposite problem. I had done verse chorus, what I thought was those. And then I looked up and I realized that it was only 1 minute and 30 seconds into the song, and I was like, well, what am I gonna do now? This song is done and it's only
Give it a weird bridge.
Yeah. So there was this separate idea that I had recorded on my phone another time, and I was like, these two could go together.
I love it. When I initially heard it, and you sent it, it was just the verse and the chorus, and you had added the bridge later to it, and then, I love the guitars that you added. I will say, he recorded these guitars and he processed them, and they just like the verb on them, and it's just so fitting for the part. But not even just like the tone of it, just like the choice of chords and the choice of notes for the part, especially because the chord progression changes in a certain way, and it helps you transition into the last chorus. It like strips it down.
Would you say that's the chorus?
Yes.
Does this song have a chorus? It almost has a chorus. It's like there's two different songs, basically. Two very short different songs in one. And they both have their own choruses, I think. It's like it sets up a structure in the first half, then it completely diverges in the second half, and then it never returns to that first part. I don't know.
How? Real piano for the end of real life.
I was just thinking that.
And
I
love
love
part.
that real piano. It adds so much.
The upright upstairs again. Shout out to Gabrielle for giving that to me.
Our girl.
Every day. She was my dad's massage therapist for that.
Oh.
And then
Well, that's why the piano sounds so good. She massaged
through
those
that,
keys.
She massaged the heck out of those ivories.
I was really obsessed. This is a recurring theme that comes up throughout the album. I was obsessed with these three, if it's 3 chords or 3 notes. It's just like, that's in the bridge for this one. Then at night becomes day. Da-na-na-na-na-na. That's even at the beginning of The Answer Doesn't Exist. There's something about those three notes that I was completely obsessed with. Like,
And with this going in between minor and like the sus4 and the major.
it's very ambiguous for if it's minor or major.
Is this what security is? Is this why a miracle looks so incredible? And what a beautiful day to
So night becomes day.
Night Becomes Day.
11th track.
You love this one?
I said 11th track, but I do love this. I do love this one.
I'm just assuming here. We've arrived at the mirror end of Day Becomes Night, although it really doesn't sound very alike.
But the titles.
But those titles. That other song says Day Becomes Night in the song. This one says Night Becomes Day in the song. So
Yeah. Okay, so this was another song where Liam had punched in the MIDI notes, and I had to try and learn the drum part. This one wasn't as hard to learn, but it still does feel weird, because again, this guy's not a drummer. He just punches in stuff, and then he doesn't.
there's all these toms going everywhere with the hi-hat. It's like, don't, da, da, don't, ga.
Yes! So the original version, I listened to it, I'm like, Liam, I can't, it's impossible.
There's literally no
I
human
can't-
way.
I can't have two toms and a crash at the same time. There's a line that keeps coming back, which is take it all.
Repay. That's the motto of this song. Like, I recorded the vocal over like 10 times. If you listen to any of the individual tracks in there, it's really embarrassing. Like, there's just like some takes of me going like, I'm just like squealing.
There's something really way too low for his
Yeah, to T.
to friggin' T.
This song is about taking the path of least resistance. I always figure that it's better to regret doing something than not doing something. A lot of the time, it's better to be like, damn, that didn't work out, than wondering your whole life how something could have gone.
I think just the idea of like trial and error.
Yeah.
Trying stuff, see if it works, doesn't, then move on.
This is the only one on the album that's in 6/8. The only one that's not in 4/4.
We do 7 in Answer Doesn't
That's
Exist.
true, that's true. We didn't even mention that in that video. Oops.
One part of our live set during the song, Liam will actually have his electric guitar, and he'll go in between his electric guitar and the piano part. So it's like na 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 na. And I remember when we were starting to practice it was really hard for him to get the parts. I don't blame this guy. You should see him live. He's like running around on stage. He's got his keyboard. He's got his guitar. He's running around on like in the crowd. And were you aware that night becomes day?
I was not aware of that. Night does become day.
It does!
Just making the same joke as the last video.
Now I can never stop, and I don't even want to, but sometimes in a trance, I wish I'd never started.
Song 12. Thank you, Moon. What do
The
you
grand finale.
This is the last one.
This song was not originally on the album because Night Becomes Day was going to be the final track.
The last song, yeah.
But then that bridge part on the end, not bridge, the outro part
Sure.
was added, and I think we thought there's no way that couldn't be the ending of the album. There's a lot of references in this song to the other songs in the album.
Okay, so I'm convinced that what I believe is the chorus, like it is the chorus, but Liam is convinced that it's the verse.
To me, listen, I don't even know how to put this. Because what I think is the chorus, that's the part that follows like the main piano riff.
Those aren't choruses. Those are literally positioned to be the verses. Like the hook line is like, I can never stop.
That's the chorus.
And it's not. It's the verse. It's the hook.
Okay, look,
and then
listen.
Take your time. That's the chorus. Because
That's
that
like-
comes back and it's the part changes, the chords change, and you can't like it's not, you're wrong.
I think what's throwing us off is that before both of these things, there's another random part that I think is the verse.
That's still the verse, right? But the verse extends to I can never stop.
But to me, that becomes a chorus.
No!
How do you define a chorus? Can we get like a music?
teach us the structure?
Someone teach us about music. Just gonna sip my tea, and everything's gonna be okay.
Caramelized coffee from earlier today.
Fantastic. I don't know. Maybe they're both choruses. Maybe this song is entirely chorus.
You could call it a chorus or a verse, even though I'm obviously right.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be wrong, because you're wrong.
I don't even know. Forget it. Forget it. I don't know. Another song with the real piano.
True. It's got the real thing on there.
I love it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed. I'm gonna tell it to the world. I love that real piano. Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching our vids.
There's a lot of videos.
We're done. Wow. Wow.